Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Awakening Heart, Community of Mindful Living. This is our Monday edition of Awakening Heart, which is Mindful Mondays here at the Dallas Meditation Center. And we're really glad that you could join us and practice meditation with us tonight. And if you're new to our practice, it's easy to just follow along. And we will give instruction along the way. And it's really about awareness, nothing really to do, nothing that you can do wrong. Just follow along and be aware of breath, be aware of, where the mind has gone and come back to our breathing. But we're really glad you could join us tonight. And so tonight we will do our practice of sitting meditation, which will be slightly guided. And then we will have discussion, we'll have a reading first. And then after that, we'll close the YouTube broadcast. And then those of us who would like to join up again on Zoom, we will do that for sharing and discussion and to get a little bit of FaceTime with each other. So I welcome you to check in on in the chat window over in YouTube. Sorry, I keep almost saying Facebook because some of our other broadcasts are on Facebook. But you can go ahead and check in, say your name, perhaps a word of something you're grateful for, or how your day is going over there in the chat, live chat. And I will post the link to the Zoom meeting in that live chat a little bit later on in our broadcast today. So for those of you who know it, we will begin with our opening affirmation. And if you know it, go ahead and recite along with me. If you don't, you can just follow along. And we do this each week. So if you keep coming back, you will get used to hearing this and perhaps learn it. May we and all beings be happy and free. May we and all beings transform our suffering. May we and all beings rejoice in all joys. May we and all beings be at peace, awakening to the truth of who we are. Infinite light, infinite love, infinite life. So before we get started, I'll mention that tomorrow is Giving Tuesday Now, Tuesday, May 5th. And Giving Tuesday Now is an effort by the Giving Tuesday organization to bring attention to nonprofits who have continued their work through the pandemic and having our doors closed. And so it is a way to support those nonprofits who have remained open and are operating at often at a loss like our center is. And so it's an opportunity to help the nonprofits during this period and to keep them there so that they can continue to serve the community even during the pandemic and still be there after it's over and we can all be together in person. So if you'd like to do that, you'll see that link in the chat window at the top. It's dallasmeditationcenter.com/DMC now, but you'll see that in the chat window. So tonight we will do our sitting meditation, and I will lightly guide that. And I am continuing with our topic from last week, which was impermanence. And so maybe part of the guided meditation might include some of that. And then we will have our reading, and that will be also on impermanence tonight. So, and really impermanence, sometimes that can be one of the topics that's tough for people to wrap their mind around. But that is just simply everything is always changing. Everything is different now than it was a second ago or a minute ago. And everything in life is impermanent. Everything changes. Sometimes we might think of that as, that might be disappointing, or we might be inclined to think that when we're thinking of something that we really care about, that it goes away. But yet, this is how life continues, and this is how things are born and how things begin is because everything is changing. And the positive way to look at that also is knowing that difficult times are also impermanent as well. They will change. So let's begin with our sitting meditation. And I'd recommend, if you're not sitting, you can sit, or you can even lie down. You could even do walking meditation if you like. And I'd suggest also kind of maybe putting your phone on Do Not Disturb so you're not tempted to check text messages or something. And find that comfortable position, and let's begin our sitting meditation. Finding that stable position with our head centered above our hips and our spine. The spine is straight, yet not strained. The head held high. The shoulders loose. Arms simply hanging down if you're sitting. Hands in your lap or on your knees or clasped in front of you. If you're lying down, your hands can be either to your sides or maybe clasped over your stomach. And just breathing, finding that breath, noticing each breath. Your eyes may be closed, or they might be slightly opened in an unfocused gaze, perhaps directed towards the floor in front of you. A slight smile on the face. Otherwise, the face is just loose, relaxed, the jaw relaxed, the throat open. Think of words like release and free. Sending our weight down into the floor beneath us, feeling a lightness come over the top of the body. Aware of breathing in. Breathing out, aware of breathing out. Breathing in, I follow my breath all the way in, deep within my lungs. Breathing out, I follow my breath all the way from deep within my lungs and out of the body. No need to hurry. No need to be anywhere except right here. The only time is right now. Present, right where we are, here, now. Leaving space for the mind to rest. The mind is always working for us, taking care of and organizing our daily lives. That's what the mind does. Even during meditation, the mind is active. It is not our task to stop the mind. Our task is just to be aware of when the mind has wandered, when it's busy trying to figure out what tomorrow, when it's trying to walk through something that happened earlier today, aware that the mind has wandered away from right here and now. Our task then is to bring our mind to our breath, noticing each breath in, each breath out. Breathing in here, breathing out now, here. Putting our focus on our breath, aware that each breath is different from the one before it and the one after it. This breath is different. It's brand new. Perhaps it's slow breath or a quick breath. Perhaps you feel it very deeply in the body. Perhaps it's a little more shallow this time, maybe just in the chest. Even our body, which is taking the breath in, is different than it was a moment ago. Blood has moved through the veins. Cells are changing. Each moment different. Each moment brand new. Each breath a brand new breath and a brand new moment. An opportunity for a fresh start. Breathing in, aware of breathing in. Breathing out, aware of breathing out. Breathing in, aware of the ever-changing breath. Breathing out, aware of our ever-changing body. Breathing in, release. Breathing out, smile. Release, smile. Release, smile. Breathing in and breathing out. Aware of our shoulders and our arms, our hands. Our chest. Aware of the ever-changing nature of our arms, hands, fingers, and our chest. With each breath, our chest moves, maybe our arms do a little bit. Just relaxing in that changing nature. Grateful that our arms and our hands can move to help us work, to help us eat. Grateful for change. Breathing in, I relax my shoulders, my arms, my hands, my chest. Breathing out, I smile. Breathing in, relax. Breathing out, smile. Relax, smile. Relax, smile. Bring our attention to our hips and our legs and our knees, our feet and toes, allowing them to rest and relax. Aware of the ever-changing nature of our hips, our legs, and our toes and our feet. The cells are changing. Atoms are changing or moving. Everything's in motion. Sending gratitude to our hips, legs, feet, and toes. Grateful that those are also like our arms, that they are able to move, able to carry us about. Working on our behalf. Breathing in, I relax my hips, my legs, my feet, and my toes. Breathing out, I smile. Breathing in, relax. Breathing out, smile. Relax, smile. Relax, smile. Breathing in and breathing out. Bring our attention to our minds. And our brain. It too is composed of many parts that are changing. Thoughts, perceptions, feelings, memories, images, let alone the cellular structures. Blood cells. Our perceptions and feelings, all just following each other endlessly. Bringing our awareness to this ever-changing flow of experience. Perhaps looking at it like we're looking through a window, observing something on the street. No consequence, just noticing, just aware. Grateful to our brains and our minds for being able to think, to react, to help us work, and to help us relax and be calm. Offering gratitude to our mind, coming to back to our breath of breathing in and breathing out. Helping our mind by allowing it to be calm, still at work, but focused in the present moment, even if just for a split second. Breathing in calm, breathing out, smile. Calm, smile. Now bringing our attention to the world outside of our body. Perhaps it's the room that we're in or the chair that we're sitting on. Perhaps it's our house or whatever building we are in, or maybe we're outdoors. Aware of the ever-changing nature of our environment. Also aware that even though maybe we consider this outside my body, we know that through impermanence and interbeing, all is changing and all is connected. Our body is not separate from the environment. Knowing that all around us changes. An ever an ongoing movie, perhaps. And for right now, allowing ourselves to just observe. No need to attach or judge. Just looking through a window from afar, observing the changing nature. Grateful for the changing seasons. Grateful for a friendly face that passes by. Grateful for each sunrise and sunset. Breathing in, I am aware I am breathing in. Breathing out, aware I am breathing out. Breathing in gratitude. Breathing out, smile. Gratitude, smile. Gratitude, smile. And for a few more minutes, we'll continue our sitting meditation, focusing on our breath, focusing on the ever-changing nature of our breath, our bodies, and everything around us. No judgment, just a window, looking. Breathing in here, breathing out now. Here, now. Listening to two sounds of the bell. My body is still. My mind is open. And coming back to this room and this space, perhaps stretching the feet or the fingers, wiggling the toes, moving the head, shoulders, and the neck, allowing the body to wake up. And if you like, at any point that you're ready, if you'd like to stand and stretch, you're welcome to do that. Just remaining in this mindful state, allowing the body and mind, helping them to be calm as best we're able. Staying present in the here and now. What am I doing now? Where am I right now? So hello to Lisa and Jim, Rich and Patty, Walt and Cheryl. Hello, good to see you. So last week I did a reading that was around impermanence, and I'm going to do that again tonight. It's I think it's a very freeing topic and a topic of relief for me, knowing that everything changes. Um, and, sometimes we say, this too shall pass. Uh, um, but to me, it's also a reminder that there is room for growth, a room for healing, um, room to welcome others into our lives, even when they're sort of closed off and isolated like we are right now. Through electronics and other things, we've been able to stay in touch and maybe even meet some people. So the talk tonight, or the reading that I'm going to do here, let me see, finding one more page here. This comes from a talk that was given in London in 2019 by monks from Plum Village in the Thich Nhat Hanh tradition. The talk is called Radical Mindfulness, Zen Teachings for Challenging Times. I had picked this because it's a continuation also of what we talked about last night at our Sunday Awakening Heart gathering. And Miles' talk, she brought up the 5 remembrances, which, for me, that's a very powerful, very powerful teaching around the 5 remembrances. And so I'm going to include those. This part of a transcript of a talk that I will read includes the 5 remembrances. And sometimes, the 5 remembrances sometimes are, oh, hi, Alex, good to see you. And I presume Nicole's there too, and Nico's with us too. Greetings. The 5 remembrances, they kind of remind us that, that we are of the nature to get sick and die. So sometimes, that sounds a little bit, maybe like a downer, but, I think when we really study them, it really talks about impermanence and interbeing. And to me, it gives us opportunity to really appreciate and live in the present moment. So I'll be interested to know what you think about that and the rest of our reading when we join the Zoom chat later. And I'm going to post that in the window right now where the Zoom channel is, and we will join that in a few minutes after this reading, but I want to post it now so I don't forget. Should be in the chat window now. So as Miles said yesterday, the one thing that we know in life is that is one thing that always has a fatal ending. None of us have managed to have a different, come to a different conclusion with life. So anyway, I hope you'll find this reading at least, kind of refreshing in the way I do as well. And maybe one of those things in life that's relieving, like impermanence to me is a very relieving concept. So this particular reading, as I said, this particular reading is part of a transcribed Dharma talk. And this is given by Sister True Dedication. And at the time she gave this talk, it was in London, and it was a time when a lot of people at the university were concerned about Brexit and climate change. But I think, if it were given today, it would still have those concerns, but yet maybe some others that are happening with us right now. But I'll read from this. So, the insight of impermanence. One of the practices we have in our tradition is called the 5 remembrances. It is a torpedo that touches the roots of our fear. I realize that even in my own engagement with issues relating to the planet, there's a sense of that this needs to happen or change in my lifetime. Or if we are not successful, then what? So there's this sense of tension and striving. I'll never forget one Dharma talk where our teacher said, no matter what we pour on the earth will have the capacity to recover, even if it takes her millions of years. I didn't like this at all. I didn't like it, but it really stuck with me. So the earth, even if she has different eras of species, so of course there would be a great species loss, that the earth herself will recover, even if it takes millions of years. It's humanity that has the problem, and it's our thinking, perhaps, that maybe has the problem. Because we're done for. And I found that a very helpful contemplation, So something to think about. You might not be agreeing with her right now, but we can chat about that in our chat or meeting in a bit. In this practice of 5 remembrances, it has 5 steps. It helps us confront our own fear of our own death, as well as the death and ever-changing nature of everything around us, and even civilization and our loved ones. So it's kind of a wake-up call of a practice. These are the 5 remembrances. 1, I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. 2, I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape ill health. 3, I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. 4, all that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature to change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. 5, this is the one that just really, to me, is so special and so profound, and makes the other 4, it's the one that brings action into my life. Number 5, my actions are my only true belongings. I cannot escape the consequences of my actions. My actions are the ground upon which I stand. These are a practice that we can contemplate every night before we go to sleep, and they could give us a lot of energy about how we want to live our days. I practiced them before realizing that I wanted to become a monastic. And she goes on to say, and I think that they had something to do with that realization. So they can be very, very powerful in helping us to realize how we want to use our time and how there's no point in being afraid. We can encounter that fear. Every night when we recite the 5 practices or the 5 remembrances, we touch that fear of our own impermanence and the impermanence of our loved ones. When we practice this with ourselves, we can practice this with our loved ones as the object, and then with the earth as the object, and we've got civilization as the object of our concentration. And our teacher said that only when we can accept the impermanence of our civilization will we have the kind of freedom, in a strange way, the kind of peace that we need to really be able to take action with a certain quality of calm and freedom. But so long as we're struggling against the underlying fear, it can't happen. I have to stop it from happening, is what we think. Then that level of struggle will kind of define our stress, and it will give us tension. Whereas when we can accept the possibility, then we say, all right, it's going to happen anyway. Well, what can I do? What can I do with a lot more joy and freedom to shift things just a little bit? So this is a very powerful practice. This is what we would say helps us touch the longer, ultimate dimension of things. So an interesting concept. And like I said, it brings me a lot of relief, but maybe you have a different feel on it. But I really like how she points out that this gives us, how did she word that? Oh, it gives an opportunity to think about, okay, everything is changing around us. Um, what can I do with today? I am here. I am well. I am happy. I have loved ones. How can I enjoy this moment right here, right now? Our worry about what's to come, hmm, we can worry, but things are going to happen. And they may or may not happen as we plan them. So it kind of allows me to just release a little bit of my clinging to the way I want things to be. And I'm curious, what your thoughts are on that as well. And here in just a few minutes, we'll go over to our chat room or on Zoom, our meeting. And I hope many of you will come and join us um, over there and discuss and have a little bit of FaceTime. That's what I really am missing right now, is that two-directional feeling. When we're doing this part of our meditation, I'm here just talking to a camera, my screen's there, and it's I'm missing some other faces, but happy that we have Zoom. So think about that, see what your thoughts are. As I said earlier, we are taking part in Giving Tuesday now to help recover some of the losses that are incurred by having our doors closed. And I have that link up higher at the beginning of the chat, but it's pretty easy. DallasMeditationCenter.com/DMC now will take you there. And a reminder that our programs here are fully supported by the community. And who is the community? Well, the community is all of us right here. And so I appreciate when we're all giving and receiving. And so the donation for regular donations is also in the chat window as well now. And you can also donate by phone by texting the word mindful to 44321. And if you'll see just a little bit above, you will see the link again for the Zoom meeting, and we'll go over there right after I close this broadcast. And just give me a couple of minutes to get over there to open that up for us, and we will begin over there. So I would like to close for now, and I'll see some of you here in a few minutes. But for now, let's close with our closing chant. We will recite the 4 vows of awakening beings. And many of you have this memorized. Go ahead and say it with me. And otherwise, we do it each week, so you'll learn it over time. Countless beings we vow to free, ceaseless afflictions we vow to end, limitless truth doors we vow to open, the deepest paths of awakening we vow to realize. Thank you, everyone, and we'll see some of you over in the Zoom meeting. And for those of you who are not coming over there, please do check out our other activities that are coming up. Tomorrow is noon meditation on Facebook, and then the Wake Up group, the young adults group, in the evening. And so just go to our website and find something you might enjoy and find some benefit in. Thank you very much.